So lately I have really enjoyed filming videos where I just ramble about a book and see where it goes. It's like kind of a review, but more of a discussion of parts of the book, like the structure or theme, things like that. Today I want to talk about The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, and I want to give a shout out to Evie for sharing this book so much everywhere that I was compelled to read it. I'll tag her video in the description that's an interview with the author. We can get out of the way right now. The book is amazing. I think the thing that makes the book so special is it is incredibly unique, and I have never read anything like it. It's a fantasy book, but is it dark fantasy? I don't know, kind of. Is it grimdark? There are grimdark elements, but everyone calls everything grimdark, so who knows? Is it kind of folk-inspired fantasy? Yes. Does it read like a modern fantasy novel? Yes, but it also has elements that feel like vintage fantasy that I love. The book is just like a bunch of things. It's like, is it a third-person narration? Yes. Is it a second-person narration? Also yes. Well, does it have first-person narration? Yes, it does. It's like just everything. And the greatest thing about it is he used the first, second, and third person perspective to tell different parts of the story. And the way it works, as you get into the book, you figure out that each of these is a different thing in the story. So the third person is like the traditional fantasy tale that's taking place, way in the past or whatever, or maybe it's a folk tale, who knows? And then the second person narration is you following the character in like the present. And then the first person narration works kind of like footnotes for the third person story. So there'll be something, this is an example. I'm not saying it happened in the book. I'm just going to use it as an example. It will be third person narration, and they'll walk past like a dead body on the side of the road. And as they walk past it with this like graphic description, you'll then get, I can't believe I was left there like that. I screamed for help and no one came to save me. And then I was just left there to rot for weeks until someone finally came and found my body. And so it's kind of like the spirit of the person is talking about the event that happened to them. And it's like really interesting. And once you kind of get with the flow of it, I think it really, really enhances the storytelling in the novel. But I know a lot of people will bounce off that immediately. Like, I don't think this book is for everyone. But the people out there that really appreciate the art of storytelling are just going to be blown away by this. I mean, as I was reading it, I kept thinking, man, this feels like a Zelazny style book. This is like some experimental stuff Zelazny would do. And I'm totally justified in that thought. I was reading kind of reviews and stuff of the book after I finished it. And Paul D. Filippo, from when he was writing for Locus, said that it is unique and compared it to works from Zelazny. So I'm like, hey, look at that. I know what I'm talking about sometimes. But yeah, like the book is very, very good. Another thing about the way this story is structured is something I've never really thought about. This novel is built as a frame story. And a frame story is a literary technique that serves as a companion piece to a story within a story. I don't want to go into details of the plot. I will say the best thing about this book is Jimenez's ability to craft a sentence. I don't know about you, but when I'm reading a book and I just see like this just perfect prose, I mean, it's beautiful. It's just like a chef's kiss of a sentence. Well, there's one of those on basically every page in this book. There would just be something super mundane, like someone laying on a stone floor, sweating because it's hot outside and they're trying to sleep and it's the middle of the night. And the way that he describes it is just magnificent. I think this book is a must read for anyone that is like a word nerd that loves fantasy, but is also someone that really enjoys the structure of a novel. I mean, this thing was built just brick by brick by brick to make this beautiful wall of text. And man, it is so original. And I just don't think that anyone is ever going to be able to write something like this. I bet there will be copycats, but it will be done poorly. I think you need to be built different to make a book like this. I know this is just me rambling and just nonsense, but the book is really good. I want other people to give it a chance. And I made a video talking about use of weapons, and the further I get away from finishing it, the better I think it is. This is another one of those books. Like, I gave it like 4.5 stars. This is a 5-star book. But yeah, this book is something else. And I think I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching me ramble. I'll see you next time.